So maybe a lot of girls who maybe in your social circles, and maybe you've had this, I'd be surprised if you hadn't, but they might be like, oh, she's a pick-me girl.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So what is a pick-me girl, and do you think it's good, bad? Like, what's your opinion on a pick-me girl, and how do you take that?
I've heard that. I've heard that, and I've seen that a lot on TikTok. And I think that there's two things I want to say. The first thing is that I feel like it's a way of shaming women who know what they want and who are doing what they can to find the man that they want. I feel like it's a shaming tactic, because nowadays women would be like, oh, okay, well, I don't care if he calls me back. I'm a bad bitch. I can sleep with as many guys as I want. I don't get attached. I can pay for myself. I'm independent, all this and that. So that's the opposite of being a pick-me, isn't it? And that's what women think is good in society now, or that's what's going to protect you or get you a good man or whatever. So I just think it's a shaming tactic, because I've seen and I follow like women online who are like traditional wives or homemakers. Like, I love that kind of content. And those are the women who will get called pick-me's, but they're the ones that are married or who have a stable relationship, because they...
Results tell all.
Exactly.
Results tell all.
They went out there and they listened. What do men want? What do men value? Okay, let me work on that. And the other side of that is don't just pretend to be something that you're not.
Exactly.
And be inauthentic, because that's also then going to show, and the cracks are going to show eventually. It's not who you are. Men will see through that as well. But I think this whole pick-me thing, I think mainly it's a shaming tactic, because we all want to be picked. No woman wants to be single. All this trash about I'm single by choice, no, you're not. If you had your man in front of you if you had a man in front of you that you liked and that you wanted and you thought would be a good partner, you would want to have that partner.
You would take him. No
woman wants to go to an empty house, a cold bed, nobody to cook for. Like, I saw this woman online, and it's sad, and this is not to shame her, but she throws these beautiful dinner parties, and she has like this beautiful dinner table with flowers and dinner sets and everything. And I followed her because I was like, I would like to, have a nice dinner party one day or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I realized, and she mentioned that she's single, she lives alone. Sometimes she sets the table just to have a beautiful table for a family, but she doesn't have a family, she's single.
Right, wow.
And
it's a little bit heartbreaking, actually. I can't even lie.
It's really
That's quite
sad.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, because she's a beautiful woman. She has a beautiful home. She's obviously feminine in the way of she loves cooking and making things look beautiful and things like that, which is our quality as women. We have that nurturing way of being and wanting to decorate and make things beautiful. So, and in a way, she's like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. Even if I don't have a family, I'm going to set the table and I'm going to have my friends over when they're all free. And if that's how it has to be, that's how it has to be. But that's sad. Yeah. No, I don't think any woman wants that.
No. And do you know what? Men don't want to be alone either.
Yeah, that's true.
Like most young boys have always envisioned themselves marrying a woman that he loves, has a great relationship, having respect. Like, we're social creatures. I think as a whole, men are better being alone than women.
I agree.
Because I think women are more social than men in general. I agree. I think anytime I see a woman saying, when a woman is bragging in pride in being single and everything she can do, there's nothing wrong with if you're enjoying that, but I always ask the question, why do you feel the need to brag about it? Because it always feels like you have something to prove, like to prove I'm okay not being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And you could be okay being in a relationship. Sometimes you've not met the right person for you, and that's fine. But when it seems like you're promoting and almost encouraging it as if for other people to do what you're doing, well, if what you're doing isn't actually making you happy, then I don't understand why you're trying to encourage it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to ask the other side because, we're very fair on this channel.
Yeah.
What would you say about simps then? Do you think it's the same? Do you think men use the term simp to shame men who are kind of just trying to be what maybe women want, or?
That's a good question. I think it's different for men.
I think it's different for men, but I want to hear what you think first.
I think it's different for men. I think a simp, unfortunately, is a simp. And
a simp is a simp. It's that
That's
plain
the quote
and
of the
simple.
year, yeah. So I think that unfortunately that is a term that is true for men in the way that it doesn't, being like that doesn't benefit them. They're not going to win at the end of the day. And it is sad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't think if you feel that you're a simp or you've been told that you're a simp, like, look at what's going on in your life and how you can improve. I don't think that it has to be like a life sentence where it's just like, well, I'm a simp.
Every guy, no, I'm going to say this. Every guy has been a simp for a girl before.
Yeah.
Every guy has at some
true.
point, especially now, because how I would define a simp, one, it's a guy who is investing in a woman who is not reciprocating in him. That's what a simp is.
Yeah.
If you're investing in a woman, she's reciprocating in you, that's fine. It's like, I don't think a guy can be a simp for his woman if she respects him. Because if he's like, oh, I'm doing this for my woman, I'm celebrating my woman, then it's like, but he's with her and she's choosing him. They're together, right? So it's reciprocated. But it's when they're giving to a girl and she's not giving anything back and he continues, that's simp behavior.
Yeah.
But I think a simp is when, this kind of goes back to what we said.
Yeah.
A guy is doing the things that women say that they want instead of being the things that her actions are showing to actually choose.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the time some women can say things because it sounds good to say, it sounds nice to say.
Yeah.
Even when it's not true. Or even when they believe it's not true. Like I saw this, who said this? I saw a tweet the other day and it's like so many, a lot of women would be like, oh, Lizzo is beautiful and she's sexy and everything like that. And that's cool. You can think that. But then don't be insulted if I say, oh yeah, you look like Lizzo.
Yeah, because you would be.
Don't be insulted.
Unfortunately, yeah.
If you're insulted, then you clearly don't believe what you're saying because you would take that as a compliment.
That's
Michael B. Jordan, successful, good looking, in great shape man. If someone calls me Michael B. Jordan, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that as an insult, but if you're out here saying Lizzo's gorgeous, sexy, and someone called you Lizzo as an insult, you're lying.
You don't really believe it, yeah.
You don't believe it.
It's true, yeah.
So why are you lying? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'd say. A simp is, I think, following what she says, not her actions.
Yeah. Yeah, and putting her on a pedestal and also thinking that if you cater to all of her needs in a way where there's a lack of respect, like, for example, I know somebody who he owns his own apartment. Sorry, his parents own an apartment that he's been living in with his girlfriend. His girlfriend decided she would prefer a share house vibe, a bit more social, having other people to chat to in the kitchen. She convinced him to move out of his house to go and live in the share house with her. And none of his friends had the audacity or the confidence to be like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But he thinks if he caters to what she wants and what she thinks is right for the relationship, he will keep her. But you're going to lose respect.
She's going to lose respect for you, and then it's just a matter of time. And the first sign, and I see this all the time, and this might hit some nerves because some people might be in these relationships. The first sign that a woman doesn't respect the man that she's with is that they don't have sex. It is almost always because she doesn't respect him. And I've seen this so many times. A perfect example of where girlfriend, boyfriend, he moved in with her into her house that she was renting. Okay. And it's funny because she was renting the house with two other people and he wanted to get a PlayStation for the house. She was like, not in my house.
Oh no. Yeah, this
and
is
I was like, she doesn't respect you. And then it was a mutual friend telling me about this person because the mutual friend is someone who lives in the house. And I was like, I bet you they've not had sex for a long time. She was like, how did you know? I was like...
that's true. I think, it makes sense. And I think that for a man, never move into a woman's house.
Nope.
Never. If you're not on the lease, if you're not a co-owner or a co-signer on the mortgage or whatever it is, never do it.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine last year, and some women might hate me for this, but I don't care. I think it's true. Him and his girlfriend were thinking of buying together. And I was like, oh, is this going to be your first property? Your first? And he's like, yeah. I was like, nah, man, you should wait a few years and buy your own and then move her in. Because of that exact dynamic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, truth is, even when he paid for the house, sometimes it's still her house.
She's like, yeah, this is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
And I'll be honest, I kind of did that too. Like, as in, there was a point where I could have bought with a girlfriend. But I was like, nah.
I'm gonna buy it myself.
And then we ended up breaking up a year later, and then I bought this place the year after that.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's about a thing of a guy almost providing frame. And I think women just respect that. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.